Morning, welcome back to my channel. Well, I decided to get back to some of my little books of studying that I got from the, Brother Adams. He's a Pentecostal representative. And the book, one of the little books that he gave me a while back is called The Secret of Family Happiness. So let's see how far we can get into this today. Let's see. Oops, sorry. Not very prepared this morning, am I? Is There a Secret of Family Happiness? Chapter 1. The family is the oldest institution on earth, and it plays a vital role in human society. Throughout history, strong families have helped to make strong societies. The family is the best arrangement for bringing up children to be mature adults. A happy family is a haven of safety and security. Boy, haven't we been hearing those words a lot lately? A safety space, a safe place. Let's see. Envision the ideal family for a moment. During their evening meal, caring parents sit with their children and discuss the events of the day. Children chatter excitedly as they tell their father and mother about what happened at school. The relaxing time spent together refreshes everyone for another day in the world outside. In a happy family, a child knows that his father and mother will care for him when he gets sick, perhaps taking turns at his bedside through the night. He knows that he can go to his mother or father with the problems of his young life and get advice and support. Yes, the child feels safe, no matter how trouble-filled the outside world may be. When children grow up, they usually get married and have a family of their own. A person realizes how indebted he is to his parents when he has a child of his own, says an Oriental proverb. With a deep sense of gratitude and love, the grown children try to make their own families happy. And they also care for their now aging parents, who delight in the company of the grandchildren. Perhaps at this point you are thinking, well, I love my family, but is it not like the one just described? My spouse and I work different schedules and hardly see each other. We talk mostly about money problems, or do you say, my children and grandchildren live in another town, and I never get to see them. Yes, for reasons often beyond the control of those involved, much family life is less than ideal. Still, some lead happy family lives. How? Is there a secret of family happiness? The answer is yes. But before discussing what it is, we should answer an important question. What is a family? In Western lands, America, most families consist of a father, a mother, and children. Well, that's the way our families used to be, but the liberals are really trying to divide us and ruin morals, values, integrity. Let's keep going. Families consist of a father, mother, and children. Grandparents may live in their own households as long as they can. While contact is kept up with more distant relatives, duties toward these are limited. Basically, this is the family that we will discuss in this book. However, other families have become increasingly common in recent years. The single-parent family, the step family, and the family whose parents are not even living together for one reason or another. Common in some cultures is the extended family. In this arrangement, if possible, grandparents are routinely looked after by their children, and close ties and responsibilities extend to distant relatives. For instance, family members may help to support, raise, and even pay for the education of their nieces, nephews, or more distant relatives. The principles to be discussed in this publication apply also to extended families. The family under stress. Today, the family is changing. Sad to say. Not for the better. An example is seen in India, where a wife may live with the family of her husband and work in the home under the direction of her in-laws. Nowadays, though, it is not uncommon for Indian wives to seek employment outside the home, yet they are apparently still expected to fulfill their traditional roles in the home. The question raised in many lands is, compared with other members of the family, how much work should a woman with an outside job be expected to do in the home? In Oriental societies, strong extended family ties are traditional. However, under the influence of Western-style individualism and the stress of economic problems, the traditional extended family is weakening. Boy, that's the truth. Many therefore view care of aged family members as a burden rather than as a duty or a privilege. Some elderly parents are abused. Indeed, abuse and neglect of the aged are found in many countries today. Something's really, really wrong with that picture. They raised us. Nothing wrong with loving them still and returning the love to them. Divorce is becoming increasingly common. In Spain, the divorce rate rose to 1 out of 8 marriages by the beginning of the final decade of the 20th century, a big jump from 1 out of 100, just 25 years before. Britain, with reportedly the highest divorce rate in Europe, 4 out of 10 marriages are expected to fail, has seen a surge in the number of single-parent families. Many in Germany seem to be abandoning the traditional family altogether. The 1990s saw 35% of all German households made up of a single person and 31% made up of just 2 individuals. The French, too, are marrying less often, and those who do marry divorce more often and earlier than used to be in the case. Growing numbers prefer to live together without the responsibilities of marriage. Comparable trends are seen worldwide. What of the children? In the United States and many other lands, more and more are born out of wedlock, some to young teenagers. Many teenage girls have a number of children from different fathers. Reports from around the world tell of millions of homeless children roaming the streets. Many are escaping from abusive homes or are cast out by families that can no longer support them. Yes, the family is in crisis. In addition to what has already been mentioned, teenage rebellion, child abuse, spousal violence, alcoholism, and other devastating problems rob many families of happiness. For a great number of children and adults, the family is far from being a haven. Why the family crisis? Some blame the present-day family crisis on the entry of women into the workplace. Others point in today's moral breakdown. I say moral breakdown. And additional causes are cited. Almost 2,000 years ago, a well-known lawyer foretold that many pressures would afflict the family when he wrote, quote, "In the last days, critical times, hard to deal with, will be here, for men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, self-assuming, haughty, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, disloyal, having no natural affection, not open to any agreement, slanderers, without self-control, fierce without love of goodness, betrayers, headstrong, puffed up with pride, lovers of pleasures rather than lovers of God. 2 Timothy 3:1-4. Who would doubt that these words are being fulfilled today? In a world with the conditions such as these, is any wonder that many families are in crisis? That's ending. Bottom of page 9, where it starts with the section called The Secret of Family Happiness. Counsel on how to achieve happiness in the family is offered from all sides. Page 10. Of course, I'll repeat the first sentence on page 10 when I start the next video, of course. So, let's get this phone off on uploaded to you guys. So, I'll be back. I'm praying for you.